and into our second half of our Kapihan sa Manila Bay. Yung ating segue kay Secretary Benny Laguesma. We started off with saying, I will no longer introduce to you, because actually the only introduction I can give is he just came from a respite from with his family, and now he's back and recharged. Kaya we expect a lot of things from the Senate President no less. So let's start our discussions with him. Senate President Migz Zubiri. Good morning, sir.
Hello, good morning, Marichu. Good to see everyone, sa ating mga kababayan, sa ating mga kapatid sa media. Magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat. It's nice to be back sa inyong Wednesday
Kapihan sa Manila.
sa Manila.
Okay, sir. Baka if you have an opening statement, go ahead.
Well, timing po, nung Lunes, nag-celebrate po tayo ng Labor Day, May 1 Labor Day celebrations, at inilabas ko po muli ang aming commitment sa Senado na may pasa ang isang legislated wage hike para matulungan po natin ang ating mga kababayan na manggagawa, na nangangailangan talaga ng tulong dahil sa napakamahal na bilihin na yun due to the inflation that we're experiencing in the country. Alam niyo po, binabanggit ko po ito palagi, pag may kausap po akong foreigner, tinatanong po magkano minimum wage dito sa ating bansa. Sa kanilang bansa, $10 ang pinaka-minimum per hour. Per hour. Sa atin dito po, sa isang araw po, ang $10, $10 US. Kaya nagugulat sila, paano daw makakasurvive ang ating mga manggagawa. Ako po'y sumasang-ayon sa kanilang pananaw na talagang hindi makakasurvive ang ating mga manggagawa sa minimum wage of 517 pesos a day. Alam niyo po, dito po yun sa NCR, hindi ko pa binabanggit yung sa probinsya. Sa probinsya, 300 pesos po per day. It's $7, less than $7 per day. Paano mo naman papakainin ang inyong pamilya kung meron po kayong 4-5 anak sa 300 piso araw-araw? Paano mo naman sila papakainin? Paano po sila mabibigyan ng tulong para sa kanilang mga scholarship at educational requirements? So, napakatindi ng ating mga sitwasyon, ating mga manggagawa. Lalong na-highlight po ito nung nagkaroon ng pandemya. After the pandemic, nagkaroon din po ng problema ng inflation. Biglang tumaas ang presyo ng lahat ng bilihin. From sugar to vegetables, to fish, pork, meat. Lahat po tumaas. Gasolina, kuryente. Wala pong bumababa eh. Ang nananatili na lamang ang sweldo ng taong bayan. Hindi naman umakit ang sweldo ng taong bayan. It's not inflationary. It doesn't go up with inflation. So, steady ang salary wages ng ating mga kababayan. Kaya kami sa Senado, marami po sa aming mga grupo, katulad ni Senator Lauren Legarda, Senator Pinay, Senator Joel Villanueva, marami po, ay Senator Rafi Tulfo, marami po sa kanila ay talagang sa tingin po namin ay panahon na gumalaw po tayo, one time, big time, para matulungan ang ating mga manggagawa. Let me give you an example. Sa Estados Unidos po, kung saan nandun po ang ating Pangulo, sa Estados Unidos, meron po silang federal minimum wage per hour. Meron po silang tinalaga na isang amount para sa buong Estados Unidos yan. Hindi ka pwedeng bumaba sa amount na yan. I think it's no less than $10 per hour. $9 to $10 per hour. Bahala ka na sa estado mo, kung nasa California ka, nasa Florida ka, kung saan mo gustong itaas pa yun. Walang pagbabawal sa pagtaas nun sa mga estado ng Estados Unidos. So, ibig sabihin, sa California, mas mataas ang $10. I think it is $11.50 per hour ang minimum wage sa California, if I'm not mistaken. So, ang gusto ko lang i-point out na meron talagang federal minimum wage na binibigay ang federal government ng Estados Unidos, which we can do under our situation now.
For how many years na?
Matagal. I think they passed it, they look at, they continuously review that policy. I think every decade meron po silang review. Even less than a decade. Every 5 years they do a review in federal government of the United States. Now, of course, we passed Republic Act 6727, ito yung Regional Wage and Productivity Boards. Meron po tayong panukala para hindi na dumaan sa Senado at Kongreso ang ang pagtaas ng sweldo ng ating kababayan, meron po tayong tinalaga na regional wage boards.
Yes.
Pero let's face it, Marichu, napakahina ng regional wage boards. Napakabagal ng galaw nila. At kung hindi nang umiiyak ang mga manggagawa at nag-rally sa iba't ibang tanggapan ng regional wage boards, hindi po gumagalaw ang ating mga regional wage boards. Tapos pag gumalaw naman, ang kanilang increase, 16 pesos, 15 pesos kada araw. Ano pong makakain ng taong bayan sa 15 pesos? Eh, kulang pa nga yan sa ice cream. Ano yun sa Selecta? 20 pesos? Hindi ka pa makabili ng Selecta ice cream na ice drop?
Tunaw agad.
Tunaw agad? Paano mo papakainin pamilya mo sa ice drop? Tunaw ka agad. Hindi pa kasya. Hindi pa kasya yung pagbili ng ice drop. So, sabi ko nga, kailangan tulungan natin ating manggagawa. Let's share. Post-pandemic, ang dami po natin nakita sa business page ng Philippine Star, sa business stories ng iba't ibang agencies, ng Inquirer, ng ABS, ng TV5, ng SMNI, lahat ng mga news outlets, GMA7, makikita po natin na post-pandemic, ang daming naka-recover ng mga negosyo. Ang daming mga businesses nakikita nyo, back to pre-pandemic numbers.
Yes.
SMC, Shumart, lahat sila, mga bangko, ang tataas ng mga ano nila, tataas ng mga income nila. At ibinubulgar pa. We are now back to pre-pandemic numbers. Pero yung ating mga manggagawa, hirap na hirap pa rin. Hindi naman tumaas ang kanilang sweldo. May napanood po akong interview noong isang araw. 10 taon na siya minimum wage. More than 10 years. Parang 12 years minimum wage si Manong. Ang sabi niya, wala naman akong nararamdaman. Minimum wage po ko. 12 taon na po ako minimum wage. 12 taon na ako hirap na hirap pakainin ng aking pamilya. So wala ba tayong puso in terms of compassion for our people, for the poorest of the poor? Alam niyo po, ganito mangyayari dyan. There will be a diaspora of Filipino workers. Maraming aalis ng bansa dahil hindi nila kaya ang mga sweldo na tinatanggap nila dito. Kahapon, nanood po ako sa show ni Karen Labela at ang sabi ng taga-Sudan na OFW, sabi ni Manang doon, ni ate, sabi niya, happy na po ako dito sa Sudan. Maski na magbuwis po ako ng buhay, at least nakakatanggap po ako ng $1,200 per month. Magkano man lang ang $1,200? 60,000 pesos. Diba? Magbubuwis buhay ang ating mga OFW, pupunta sa Sudan, sa Uganda, sa iba't ibang parte ng Africa para makatanggap lang ng over $1,000. Hindi ba natin pwedeng ibigayan dito sa ating bansa? Na umuwi na lang po sila, makatrabaho dito, magbubuwis buhay sila sa napakababang halagang sweldo. Kasi wala po eh. Kung nandito nga si Secretary, magkakaroon kami ng hearing ng May 10, na maganda, nandyan siya, ay dapat nandun po siya. Dapat tanungin natin sa kanila, diba? Ano ba ang living wage na kailangan ng ating mga kababayan? Galing na po ako ng New Zealand. Doon sa New Zealand, kausap ko, ang dami ko kausap na Pilipino sa Queenstown. Ang sabi nila sa akin, masaya ang buhay namin dito, Senator. Sabi ko, bakit? Mataas ang sweldo dito. Sa totoo lang, ang iba namin mga kamag-anak, pinapa-apply po namin na dito sa New Zealand. Dahil mataas ang sweldo nila doon. Biro mo may nakilala ko nagtatrabaho sa dairy farm. Dairy farm. Ang natatanggap niyang minimum wage doon is $3,000 a month. 3,000. 160,000, 170,000 a month ang sweldo niya. Nag-aalaga siya ng baka doon sa New Zealand. Eh dito magkano nag-aalaga ng baka sa atin? Buti sana kung makakatanggap ng 300 pesos a day yan. Baka hindi pa. Kasi alam mo naman, ang iba hindi nagbabayad ng eksakto. Kaya, anong gagawin ng ating mga kababayan? Very simple. They will rather work abroad. Sabi nga ng mga kaibigan ko kahapon, nag-uusap kami, sabi nila, alam mo, ang restriction lamang ay visa. Kung wala pong restriction ng visa, kung may visa po ang ating mga kababayan na makatrabaho sa ibang bansa, aalis at aalis yun. Maniwala po kayo sa akin. Maraming Pilipino ay aalis at magtatrabaho sa ibang bansa. So ano mangyayari sa atin, Ma'am Michu? Ang mangyayari sa atin ay, ang maiwan sa atin ay non-skilled workers. So, mawawala na yung mga call center agents, mawawala na yung mga nurses, mawawala na yung mga doktor. Kanina, binanggit nyo about nurses. Marami sila uma-abroad na dahil ang napakaganda ng benefits na binibigay nila sa Europe for our Filipino nurses. We cannot compete, unfortunately. Now, ang binabanggit ko lang, mag-share lang tayo ng konti sa ating mga kapwa manggagawa. Ako'y negosyante din po. And in my business, I pay over and above minimum wage para matulungan ko sila. I give them 14-month pay. My 13 month, my 14 month, and this year I gave them 15-month pay. Dalawang bonus pala na pinili ko. I-share the blessings. Kailangan para masaya sila at magugustuhan ng mga manggagawa yan. Bakit? Yung mga manggagawa natin, lalong sisipag, lalong gusto magtrabaho ng maayos dahil binabayaran po natin sila ng eksaktong sweldo. Di ba po? Eh kung gano'n naman ang sweldo nila, hindi punch in, punch out na lang sila, hindi na sila magaganaan o ganadong magtrabaho. Dahil wala nga silang pag-asa sa kanilang natatanggap na sweldo. Kaya po, ako'y umaapela sa mga negosyante. Umaapela po ako sa top 400 corporations which are billionaires, pagmamayari, mga bilyonaryo. Hindi naman po kayo, ang mga may-ari nito, hindi naman po kayo magiging pulubi. Mananatili po kayo maging bilyonaryo at milyonaryo. Ang sinasabi ko naman po, bigyan natin ng pag-asa at ating mga manggagawa na magkaroon ng disenteng buhay dito sa ating bansa. Para ang pangarap ng OFW ay makauwi na. Pero kung ang sweldo po ay 517 pesos a day, walang uuwing OFW dito sa ating bansa. Yan ang katotohanan. Kaya po, ako'y umapela na suportahan natin ang ating one-time, big-time legislative wage hike of 150 pesos across the board for all regions. Ito po ay dagdag sahod sa ating mga manggagawa.
Ayan ang proposal na. Clarify mo na yung bills.
Yes, it's Senate Bill number 2002.
Ang counterpart mo naman, na speaker, meron bang ganyan?
Hindi po.
Pero may sa other congressmen.
Yes, meron. May congressional, may mga 750 nga na increase, may 150. So, I believe TUCP Representative Congressman Mendoza is also supportive of this sa grupo ng party list TUCP. And sa tingin ko, alam niyo po, for the record lang, Ma'am Michu, since 1951 to 1989, nagkaroon po tayo ng legislative wage hikes. From 1951, nandito yung listahan sa akin, to 1989, there have been several legislative wage hikes na ipinasa. And presidential decrees during the time of Marcos, mayroong mga presidential decree na nilabas po niya. The last one was July 1 of 1989 before we passed the creation of the regional wage boards. In that legislative wage increase, in July 1, 1989, Republic Act 6727, they passed an 89 peso increase in minimum wage. So, imagine yung 1989 na yun. So, kawawa naman po ang ating mga kababayan. Since then, pipitsugin ang pag-akyat 10 pesos, 7 pesos, 15 pesos. If you total it, it's less than 100 pesos in the last how many years? Tingnan mo naman pag-akyat ng kuryente, dumoble. Tingnan nyo pag-akyat ng gasolina, dumoble. So, let's help also our workers and laborers. Yan ang talagang pakiusap ko sa ating mga sektor. No? Both in private and of course in the worker sector. Let us help the laborers get a decent living wage.
So, ang observation ko lang dyan, walang clause ang 11.627 na katulad ng review every 5 years. The defect of the law. So, in your proposed new bill, maglalagay ka na ng automatic review across national wage. Hindi ano.
Yes, that's part of the law. And of course, coming up with an increase, will also come up with guidelines for the regional wage boards to act faster. Particularly during inflation. Like period.
Right now, wala, di ba?
Wala. I don't think so. So, kaya minsan matagal. It takes years bago aksyon ang regional wage boards. Mababait lang talaga ang Pilipino eh. Sa ibang bansa, kung nasa Pransya tayo, sa Pransya, nagkakagulo dun. May isang anomalya dun o isang anomaly dun sa kanilang wage requirements or mga rights of laborers. Gabing alsabaluta dun sa Paris at sa France. Dito sa atin, mabait talaga ang Pinoy. Ang nag-rally na lang, mga kaibigan natin sa kaliwa. But why do we have to wait for our people to suffer? Kaya kami po, ang mga representante ng ating mga kababayan, kasama ang manggagawa dyan, we have to act. We have to act. And we will balance it, no, Marichu. Ang sabi nga ni Secretary, ayaw naman po natin na pikit mata gagawin ito, na hindi po natin papakinggan ang mga small, medium enterprises, kasama po ang mga big corporations. Sa aking pananaw, sa malalaking corporation, wala po tayong problema. Yung top 1,000 corporations ng ating bansa, sa tingin ko, it will not make a big dent, no, on their financial stability. Ang titignan natin, kasi pa nga ang pakiusap ni Senator Jigo Estrada sa akin, Chairman of Committee on Labor, tignan natin kung pwede natin gawing graduated for micro and small medium enterprises. Para sa ganoon, yung mga livelihood ng maliliit na negosyo at livelihood ng ating mga MSMEs ay hindi apektado. Dahil malaki naman talaga pag almost 3,000 a month dagdag sa sweldo ng iba't ibang mga workers nila. So we can do a graduated depending on the income generated, total income generated by the corporation. That is subject to amendments, subject to debate, but what is important ay bilang Senado, yan po ang aming pangako na aksyonan po namin yan. Hindi po, magiging po, this is going to be a statement of the Senate. We will make a statement, we will make a stand. Hopefully with all my colleagues supporting. Imagine, it has the support of the Senate President, the Majority Leader, and the Minority Leader. Naglabas din po ng statement si Senator Coco Pimentel, the Minority Leader, in support of a legislated wage hike. So sa tingin ko, may na lang po ang debate doon sa Senado, and we're committed to hopefully pass this before the break.
Para bang that is cast in stone, we will pass another legislative wage across.
As far as me and many of my colleagues are concerned, we want to make this a stand and a statement that the Senate is looking out for the welfare of our workers. It is not a political gimmick. Hindi po ito yung political gimmick. First of all, wala naman akong planong tumakbo sa higher office. Well, and this is not a popularity contest. Marami tayong kaibigan na magagalit sa akin. Marami po ako, I'm also pro-business. I'm also pro-labor. Why? Because we must strike a balance. I'm a businessman. I know if your laborers are happy, then business will be good and productivity will be high. So, hindi naman po pwedeng swapang ang negosyante, nag-swap ang negosyante, marami sa kanyang mga manggagawa aalis sa kanyang kumpanya at lilipat lamang. At yan ang po nangyayari na yun sa iba't ibang mga kumpanya. Kaya, ang magiging stand po namin sa Senado, let's look for a balance, but we have to pass it soon. Para maramdaman po ng taong bayan ang tulong ng gobyerno sa kanila, lalo na sa mga manggagawa. Sa panahon na yun, na mataas po ang inflation, mataas po ang presyo ng bilihin.
Trivial pursuit. Ano ba yung business mo, sir?
I'm in the ice business and power plant.
Ice and power business plant.
Power business.
Sa
Hydropower plant. Sa Mindanao.
Okay.
Tsaka sa Iloilo din. Kaya yung ice ko naging tubig na lang.
Kaya walang
power.
Kaya, take off on that, kanina may statement about the power, Panay Island, Negros, Guimaras, and Occidental Mindoro Power Supply Project.
Alam mo, unang-una, nananawagan kami sa DOE at sa NGCP. Get your acts together. In this day and age, we are now 2023, and we're trying to be a developing country. We're trying to modernize our structures and infrastructures. We're trying to ask people to invest in the Philippines, and yet, in the middle of the Philippines, in Western Visayas, in the Visayas region, there's rotational brownouts up to this day. Okay lang po yung brownout isang araw. Malfunction, magkakaproblema sa mekanismo, maintindihan po namin yan. Pero rotational brownout, araw-araw, kalukuhan po yan. Hindi na po nararamdaman yan ng isang developing country. Hindi po nangyayari yan sa Thailand, hindi po nangyayari sa Vietnam yan. So, The DOE, I have not heard the voice of the DOE yet. Hindi ko
He's
pa-
in the US with the president.
Kaya pala.
Entered into a nuke deal. Modular nuke.
Okay naman. We can look for alternative sources of power. But all hands should be on deck on this problem of rotational brownouts. I have not heard yet the voice of the DOE. I have gotten feedback from the NGCP and they're giving me a number of excuses. Ang sabi daw nila, dahil may kakulangan ng kuryente galing sa mga power generators, ang sabi naman po sa isang statement, sinabi nila, may ahas daw, may sawa na pumasok daw dun sa system nila. Ano ba talaga? Sabay-sabay po nangyari yun. Parang hindi mahirap paniwalaan.
Kaya nangyari yung ahas.
Meron, nakalagay dito sa statement sa pinadala nila sa akin. May isang distribution facility nila. May sawa daw. And then yung...
Di ba remember yung jellyfish sa Pangasinan? Sa Suwal?
Jellyfish.
Oo, sa Pangasinan Suwal Plant.
Baka si Aquaman yun.
Yun ang the last time.
Kaya nga, tayo natatawa na lang tayo, pero yung mga kababayan natin doon umiiyak. Hindi po sila natatawa. Kaya, at this day and age, we still have problems such as that. So, we are asking we are urging, we're not asking, we are urging the DOE and the NGCP to sit down, to talk about, to discuss this situation and get their acts together. Kailangan nilang itigil itong rotational brownouts dahil ang dami po nating mga kababayan ay nahihirapan dito. Ang dami pong negosyo, nagsha-shutdown. For example, yung ice plant ay, syempre, pag walang kuryente, nagiging bottled water na lang po yan. Dahil purified water yan. So, talagang hirap na hirap po iba't ibang mga negosyo, iba't ibang mga MSMEs. Lalo na sa Western Visayas. That's a very productive area. Iloilo City is very productive. Negros is very productive. They cannot perform their functions. And how can you ask investors to come to the Philippines?
Question.
Diba? Walang kuryente. Mahal na nga ng kuryente, wala pa.
Question. How can you make the NGCP comply or hear you out when NGCP is owned 60% by China? Chinese corporations. Okay.
Well, in fairness naman sa kanilang president, si Anthony Almeida, I've been talking to him every day. Actually, nagpapadala siya ng updates sa akin every day. Pero parang yung updates are mere excuses for what is happening. We need to find the bottom of this. It cannot naman be, nung isang araw, sawa, na yan naman, kulang kuryente. Mamaya-maya man, na yung system failure. That's a poor excuse of running a facility. That is inefficiency. So, we have to make sure that government now steps in, which is within the ambit of government's powers. They can step in to make sure there is efficient and effective deployment of energy resources to the region. So, kaya nga kailangan pumasok na yung DOE. Kung may problema sa kooperatiba, pumasok ang NEA. Nandiyan naman po yung National Electrification Administration. Pasok na rin sila. Pero, yung ganito, nagtuturuan lang sila, ayan ang mahirap. Dahil kung nagtuturuan lang sila, kawawa po yung mga taga-Western Mindanao at Western Visayas. At hindi lamang yan, baka pati Mindanao, pati na Luzon, magkakaproblema kung wala po silang sistema na gagawin para i-address itong problema sa Visayas.
Okay, you have the power supply situation in Visayas. In Metro Manila, our airports were down by blackouts.
Yan na naman, yung airport natin. Di ba, pinag-usapan na natin yung January 1, New Year's shutdown of the air system controls. This time naman, May 1. Bakit kaya nagkaka-timing sa mga holidays? Na kung saan ang dami-dami po natin kababayan na nagbabiyahe at dumadaan sa ating airports. Ako po ay nag-text nga sa aking frustration, tinext ko nga si Don Ramon. Sabi ko, kayo na lang ang pag-asa ng bansa, yung private airport ninyo, doon yung malaking airport sa Bulacan. We need a brand new airport. We need a brand new facility. Yung mga facilities of NAIA 1, 2, and 3 are very outdated and obviously lacking in maintenance. Imagine they're saying, nagtuturuan sila kahapon. Meralco is blaming the facilities of NAIA 3. NAIA 3 is blaming Meralco for the surge. Ang sabi naman Meralco, wala naman kaming surge sa aming sistema. Pero tinignan po namin yung mga kable. Puro manluma na. Puro 30 years old na yung mga kable nila. Hindi kaya. So, ano ba talaga? I think if they cannot run it efficiently, then they They should be replaced by competent people. Or even better, why don't you get an internationally known airport operator to run the airport? Diba? Para sa ganun, no fear or favor. Wala po silang takot. Pag sinabi sa mga politiko o sino ba mga government official dyan, hindi ka pwede pumasok dyan. Ay, inaayos namin, may system sa check po kami, wala pwedeng makialam. Sa mga bidding ng mga wires, ay hindi ko rin pwedeng makialam. We have to get the best of the best. If you give it to an internationally recognized airport operator, like in Changi, Singapore, bigay mo sa mga taga Changi, Singapore. And they will run it efficiently, without fear or favor, kung sino bang nanggugulo sa kanila dyan ng Pilipino. Diba? I'm sorry. Maraming magko-comment sa akin. Kaya naman ng Pilipino yan. Yan ang sinasabi natin. 30 taon na. Ilang beses na nag-aaberya ang ating airport. Baka kailangan talaga professionally run ang airport na yan. So, under the Public Services Act, we approve the law. They can be run already by internationally known corporations. It can be run. It can be efficiently managed by these companies. So that is an option. Kung hindi kaya ng ating mga kababayan, ating mga genius na nandun na yun, baka pwede siguro gawin na, bigyan na natin sa iba. Imagine, then there were several power failures after that, after May 1. Pero pa, sunod-sunod, may 1 hour brownout, may 30-minute brownout. That's a prelude to something bigger na baka lalong bumagsak ang sistema. Kaya nagtatawag yata sila sa May 17 ng isang 6-hour, May 17 ba? May 7? 17.
Ay, 12 midnight eh. 12 midnight to 6 a.m.
Yeah, so they're going to system shutdown para matignan talaga nila itong problema ito. But my point is, mediocre is not an option for the Philippines. We have to run them efficiently and effectively. And that is what we're appealing to all public servants in our country. Hindi pwedeng mediocre service. Kailangan ang ating mga kababayan, they deserve better than that. They deserve better.
Ngayon, bumalik sa inyo ang problema dahil niriterate ng DOTR ang need for 1 billion budget for GenSet. GenSet ang kailang remedial measure.
We will be hearing, nag-usap ng May 1, noong January 1 hearings, nandun kami sa CAAP. So, sinabi na po namin sa kay Secretary Bautista, you give us your wish list, at ilalagay natin kasi this is what you call a strategic, it is an essential and strategic infrastructure facility of the country. No? Airports are strategic facilities and therefore kung anong pondo na kailangan nila dapat ibigay po natin sa kanila para mapaganda ang sistema ng ating pag-manage ng ating airport. Now, we have to make sure also that the money is well spent.
Yeah.
Okay. Tulad ng binanggit mo, generator lang bang sagot dyan?
Genset lang yun.
Genset lang ba? Or do we need to rehab the whole electric system? Yung cables, wires,
Electrical audit.
Electrical audit. It has to be an electrical audit. And but we in the Senate are ready to fund. Nag-usap na kami ni Senator Sani Angara together with Ma'am Grace po at handa na po kami magdagdag funding sa DOTR para sana matigil na po itong mga power interruptions, itong mga failure of mechanisms and systems once and for all. Dahil nakakahiya.
Segue ko lang sa sinabi mo sa Public Service Act.
Hindi naman nakakaya, nakaka-provision ng ating mga babae. Kagabi nanonood ako ng TV, umiiyak na yung mga pasahero.
Yes,
Hindi naman umiiyak ha.
Tutulog na sila.
Umiiyak pa sila. At nakita ko yung mga mukha nung pinapan ng mga TV crews yung mga tao, yung mga foreigners. Ang mga mukha nila, hindi mo mapinta ang mga mukha nila. Siguro sa loob ng utak nila, hindi na kami babalik dito sa bansa. Ngayon na nakakasama. Masisira ating turismo sa sa panahon ng iba't ibang bansa.
Yung sisegue ko lang na Public Service Act, sabi mo, pwede naman international operator. Di ba there's a move na to privatize na EA 1, 2, and 3?
Why not? Why not? Under the Public Services Act, we can do that. I'm sorry, no, but we're looking for all options para mapaganda ang sistema at paglalakad ng ating national airports. If it means being handled by the Singapore group of Changi Airport, which is the #1 airport in the world, bigyan natin sila ng pagkakataon. Alam mo dati sa customs, nalala nyo, may hawak nun SGS.
Oh, yes.
Hindi
So,
Swiss yan. Swiss ba yun? France ba yun?
France.
SGS?
Yeah.
But it was an
Secretary
international...
General.
Oh, it was a foreign company who did the checks prior to the delivery of the containers. Pre-shipment check yan, inspection. Para pagdating dito, walang
Tuloy-tuloy na.
walang taya, walang ano. Eh yun, hindi nila mabayad yun. Hindi nila mabayad, hindi nila malagyan yun. Kasi French-based yan. At napakagandang kumpanya. That is a world-renowned company. So ang ganda ng paglakad ng pagpasok ng mga imported equipment, materials, and container vans.
Deliminate.
And then, tinerminate. Pilipino na nagdadala. And then, ibang kwento na yun. Matagalan na kwentuhan yun.
Tulad ang sabu ang pumapasok.
Hindi lang sa bus, smuggled agricultural products.
Anyway, mabalik lang tayo dun sa airport natin. Kasi kahapon, nag-order na si Ombudsman Martires na suspend si Chiong and another MIA official kasi they removed the MIA personnel. Eh sabi mo, how can they? They're trying to find efficiency and
well, there must be a reason why the Ombudsman, I don't know the case no, but there must be a reason why the Ombudsman suspended Chiong. Ang balita daw, I think these personnel were supposed to be, I do not know. I do not want to guess the situation. Pero nakita ko lang kasi sa news na kagabi.
Yeah.
But I love the Ombudsman for acting on these issues. Kasi matatakot po mga kawani ng gobyerno pag pinapanood sila, binabantayan sila ng Ombudsman.
Eh kaso nga yun ang movement of MIA personnel. The guy is trying to manage well the MIA and get up to the you're not doing it right. Paano naman yung balance mo doon?
There must be some reason. I do not know. Maybe there are problems with those personnel also. Baka may complaints sa kanila.
Mga career siguro to, kaya medyo malakas sa loob.
Or baka may mga complaints sa mga personnel na to. I do not know.
Yes.
So, I'd rather not comment.
Mga individual cases siguro.
Individual cases. Hindi ko alam. But again, kung hindi po natin kayang i-manage ito, sana bigyan na lang ng ni Presidente. The President should just give an ultimatum to the NAIA management or NAIA 1, 2, and 3. Kung hindi nyo kaya yan, i-outsource na lang natin yan. It's within his powers. And then they can do a bidding process and ask these internationally known and recognized airport management groups to manage our airports.
Dapat sooner than later yan.
Sooner than later.
And
That's why pinasa namin agad yung PSA, Public Services Act.
And it took a while before the IRR was issued.
Diba?
More
than a year. So, ang sabi ko nga, we now can get foreign investments on railways, highways, tollways, pati airports, and seaports. Pwede na. Pati yung mga pampublikong mga ships carrying container vans, containing people, Ro-Ro, through and fro different islands can now be foreign-owned vessels. Kasi alam mo, Marichu, napakamahal magdala ng produkto galing sa Cagayan de Oro Bukid doon sa Manila kaysa dalhin po namin sa Japan. Mas mura pumuntang Japan ang aming produkto kaysa pumunta po ng Manila. Dahil sa mahal po ng ating logistics, shipping and logistics costs. Napakamahal. Kaya, pinasana po natin yung Public Services Act, and that once we apply that fully to foreign investors on this particular
airport
sectors, I think it will be run more efficiently. There will be better economies of scale, and I think we'll have better, of course, we'll have better service. Finally.
My last question before I open the floor. Sir, the President in the US has already announced in a joint statement with President Biden about the EDCA, an increase of the EDCA sites, a more US trade mission coming here, first kind of if ever daw napadala dito sa Pilipinas, how is the Senate preparing for the, as a treaty ratifying body? Meron bang any new basing agreement in the works?
Under our new constitution, bawal na po permanent basing dito sa ating bansa ng banyagang, ng mga banyaga. We have EDCA, which is the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, which was signed in 2014, by the way. This was during the time of President Noynoy Aquino. Now, under the EDCA sites, we allow our partner and ally, our treaty ally, the United States, to do temporary basing ng mga equipment nila. Para kung magkaroon po ng calamities, this is also for calamities, for what you call this, natural disasters na tatama sa atin, makagalaw kaagad sila at makakatulong sa atin. Katulad na nangyari sa Mindoro ba yan? Yung may lumubog na barko bago lang. US Navy yata ay tumulong din sa Palawan pala, sorry. Yung lumubog na yate dun sa Tubataha na dive boat, ay sila po ay tumutulong sa paghahanap ng ating mga kababayan na nawawala pa hanggang ngayon. So, and also at the same time, kung magkakagulo, they can also act with dispatch, on how to help defend us in times where there will be intrusions from other countries, because they are a treaty ally. We are a treaty ally with the United States. Ang sagot ko naman po dyan kasi marami nagsasabi, bakit po may EDCA dito sa ating bansa? Ang masasagot ko lang naman po dyan, ang sabi po na ating Pangulo, nung unang sona niya, we will be a friend to all and an enemy to none. Diba? Sabi niya, wala po daw tayong kaaway, kaibigan natin lahat. Pero, subalit, meron po tayo mga bullies na katabi natin, isang bully na nanggugulo sa ating mga mangingisda, nanggugulo sa ating mga Coast Guard, at nanggugulo sa ating mga Navy ships. At dahil doon, sa aking pananaw, talagang kailangan natin ng EDCA sites. Kailangan natin ng tulong galing sa ating kapatid, at treaty ally ng mga Amerikano. Let's face it, kulang pa rin po tayo ng armas. Wala po tayong wala po tayong masyadong surface to air missiles, wala po tayong mga torpedo, wala po tayong mga anti-tank missile, malilit pong ating barko. Nakita niyo naman ang MV Malapascua ba yun? MV Malapascua, parang speedboat katabi ng malaking boat. It is David and Goliath, di ba? David and Goliath, but in the Bible, David was blessed by the Lord above. Kaya sabi ko nga, itong budget na ito, nakikiusap din po ako sa DBM, katulong na ating mga senador, na magdagdag pondo po tayo para sa Coast Guard. Bilhin po natin sila ng mas malaking mga barko. Ang gray ships natin, ang Navy, bilhin din po natin sila ng mas malaking barko. At dadagdagan po namin sa ating budget ang pondo para sa mga anti-ship missiles, anti-aircraft missiles, yung credible defense posture lamang. Pag may pumasok ay meron pa naman tayong isang buwan sana na makakalaban po ang ating mga bawi pang ating mga military. So we have to give them the credible defense posture by giving them credible equipment and of course efficient and effective equipment. So my point is, kung walang bully, walang nambubuli sa Pilipinas, wala po tayong pinag-uusapan na EDCA. Kung may EDCA site man, siguro isa lang, isang lugar lang. And nakakapagtaka, at ang binabanggit ko nga, maraming nakikipag-comment minsan sa online. Sabi ko, common sense naman. Tignan mo kung gaano kalayo ang China sa Scarborough Shoals. Tignan mo kung gaano kalayo ang China sa Ayungin Shoals at sa Pag-asa Island. Diba, tignan mo kung gaano kalapit ito sa Pilipinas. It is well within the exclusive economic zone of the Philippines, like many other countries around the world have their exclusive economic zone. But yet, ang trato nila ay kanila yan. Lahat paglampas po ng Pangasinan, palabas ng Sual, papunta ng dagat, after about 80 kilometers, kanila na yan, kung gusto nila. Sa Palawan, after Puerto Princesa or even the southern point of Palawan, kanila na yan.
9-dash line daw.
Oo, 9-dash line. Imposible, unang-una, it is illogical. Illogical. Kaya ako'y naiinis, nagagalit kasama natin mga kababayan nung nakikita po natin ang mga tagapagsalita ng China na nagsasabi kanila yan. Paano naging kanila yan? Noong panahon pa ng ating mga ninuno dito, panahon pa nila Lapu-Lapu, hindi Chinese naman ang nagsiswimming dyan. Pilipino po ang nagsiswimming dyan. Pilipino po ang nangingisda dyan. At siguro ating mga kapitbahay, katulad ng Malaysia, Indonesia, Vietnam, wala po masyadong maraming Chino dyan na gumagamit ng dagat na yan. Noong panahon ng ating mga ninuno. Kaya ako po ay lalong naiinis pag nakikinig po sa mga tagapagsalita ng mga mainland China, lalo na sa kanilang mga foreign ministers na kanila daw itong lugar na ito. And that's why, whether we like it or not, and I know some colleagues of mine are not in favor of EDCA sites, but I personally, I am in favor of these EDCA sites.
Okay.
And we need it to protect our territorial integrity and sovereignty.
Last two topics ko pala. In creation of by Presidential Vietnam Water Resource Management Office, and yet there is a pending bill in the 19th Congress of the creation of the Department of Water Resources.
We have 9 pending bills in the Senate. I'm the principal author. Senate Bill number 87 yata ako na din. Senate Bill number 87. And 8 other senators also filed it. The need for the creation of the Department of Water. Tingnan mo, papunta na tayo ng El Nino.
Kaya nga, di ba nag-announce ang pag-asa?
Yes. It is globally recognized that they fear that 2023 to 2024, we will have an extended heat, hot weather phenomenon called El Nino. Ako po'y natatakot sa ating para sa ating mga magsasaka. Ang El Nino po ay magbibigay po ng napakagrabing pinsala sa ating mga magsasaka at sa ating mga produkto na galing sa sektor ng agrikultura. We really have to focus now on water conservation and water management. Alam mo masama hindi naman masama, ang unique sa ating bansa, I'll rephrase it. What is unique in our countries? Marami tayong tubig.
Surrounded by water.
Surrounded by water, pag bumabaha, pag umuulan, bumabaha. But we have no way of managing the water. Wala po tayong efficient way of maintaining our water resources. Alam mo, sa Estados Unidos at sa Europa, pati na ng New Zealand, wala naman po silang malalakas na ulan doon.
Yes.
Pero meron silang snow.
Yes.
Okay. During the winter season, puno po ng yelo itong mga bansang ito. Ang ginagawa po nila, pagdating po ng spring, melted po lahat yan. Hindi po nila pinaparun off yan, papunta ng dagat. Kino-connect po nila yan. Nagkakaroon po sila ng dam, nagkakaroon po sila ng water catchment projects, small and medium and large water catchment projects, para sa ganun ay mananatili pong tubig nila for the next winter season.
Yeah.
At yan po ginagamit nila sa para sa mga bahay, para sa mga agrikultura. They use it for agricultural irrigation. And mind you, lahat sila may irrigated facilities doon sa kanilang mga lugar. Tayo dito sa ating bansa, ano ang ating pinakamagandang sistema para sa ating irrigation? Would you want to know what is the best way for irrigation in the Philippines? Prayer. Halos lahat ng mga magsasaka natin nagdadasal. Sana umulan para mabasa po ang ating mga taniman at makainom ng konting tubig. Wala po tayong irrigation facility. Dahil saan po sila magtatap ng irrigation facility? Walang water catchment project. Hindi naman pwedeng groundwater, maubos yung groundwater natin. Lalo na yun sa El Nino. Kawawang ating mga sasaka. So I agree. We should set up a Department of Water Management Resources and also I support the President's Executive Order, the creation of this
Water Resource Management Office.
it's an office.
In the meantime, na wala pa yung Department of Water Resources.
Ang problema kasi namin, kaya hindi nakakasulong, hindi abante itong ating panukala. Under Secretary Jokno and Secretary Nina, they're pushing for right sizing and efficiency of government service. So parang nagiging masungit yung mukha nila pag pinag-uusapan natin, gagawa tayong panibagong departamento.
Oo, pero may isa pa akong input sa'yo. Ayaw na ng DPWH kasi mapunta. Yung mga congressman ayaw makikita yung mga niya sa ano.
Yun na.
Ayun.
Alam ka, this.
Kaso mo na yung mata ko.
Oh, yes. Yan ang ano.
Kidding aside, ang akin lang dyan is, for example, we also need the Department of Disaster Management, DDM. Tingnan nyo nangyari doon sa oil spill.
Yeah, oo.
Kawawang-kawawa
Ginawa na
sila.
lang under the office of the president. Diba?
Yes, yes. If we have the Department of Disaster Management, both natural calamities and man-made calamities can be addressed efficiently by that department. One-stop shop na lang.
So what happened to that deal?
It's still pending under the committee of Senator Jinggoy there.
Yan, defense.
Defense ba nakalagay?
Yes, sir.
Parang nasa defense. Kakusapin ko siya. You know, the Senate President is only as good as his team. I'm only as good as the team. Kasi syempre, lahat po sila ay may chairmanships.
Yeah.
Sila po magsa-sponsor sa floor. Kaya itong Monday, pakiusap po kay Majority Leader Joel Villanueva, magpo-focus po kami. We will have a all-member caucus on Monday right after session starts para to discuss, para ma-discuss po natin ang priorities for the next 1 month of session. Isang buwan na lang.
1 month na lang, yeah?
Or about 4 weeks before we go on CDG.
Oo.
So, kailangan natin i-prioritize yung mga measures. Tsaka pakiusap ko sa kanila kung pwede, pag na-schedule na po yan for debate, handa na rin po mga senador na pakipag-debate. Hindi na po natin i-delay pa para marami po tayong panukala na ipapasa. But I'm only as good as my team, as I said.
Nasagot ko yung tanong ko, yung priority for the remaining balance, pero hindi lang talaga isa. I think I know ano yung magiging priority kasi approved na sa House yan. Kasi ang target by June 30, Maharlika Bill.
Yes, the Marichu bill is set on track. Kausap po si Senator Villar kahapon. He told me that he will be ready for marathon deliberations and interpellations by May 15. So by May 15, and then hopefully may 2 weeks po tayo niyan, 2 linggo ng debate, at ipapasa po natin hopefully by the last week of May, para sa ganoon before the first week of June, bago mag-synergy, nag-bycam na po sila at meron na po tayo ratified version.
Yeah, di ba yung Maharlika Bill is supposed to provide the funds for those investors. Eh, hindi naman tayo ready sa mga infra natin. Airport nga natin, hindi na natin water and power. Paano ba naman makikita?
It's a step towards the right direction. Pero there's no pill, one pill
Fits all.
fits all. Or one pill saves all. Or one pill cures all.
Oh, yeah.
Wala
Cure all,
po-
no
cure
cure
all
all.
pill. Wala po ganun.
Ah.
But in fairness to the President, he's trying his best. Nakikita niyo naman si Presidente na yun, mukhang haggard, pagod na pagod. Eh, biro mo, araw-araw may problema siya. At kailangan natin siya tulungan. Let's all pitch in to help him. Including the other agencies of government. Hindi na po pwedeng mediocre service. Yan ang sinasabi mo na, sige, punch in lang tayo, pasok, kumain ng lunch, kumain ng merienda, alas 5 ng hapon, punch out. Kailangan talaga natin gumalaw kung may problema na nakikita po tayo sa ating mga ahensya na pwede natin pagandahin pa ang serbisyo sa ating mga kababayan. We have to work as a team. If we want to be like New Zealand, if we want to be like Europe or even just Singapore, na mga kapitbahay natin, or even just Vietnam, kailangan natin lahat tumulong para sa kagandahan ng ating ekonomiya, kagandahan po ng ating bansa.
Ako, open to the first round. Pero,
Yeah.
siyempre ko lang, sa New Zealand ayoko kasi ozone layer ko, may isang spot ko na manipis na ozone. Bawal.
Wala na.
Oo.
Na-cover na daw.
Na-cover na?
Ano yan? CFC because of the carbon, fluorocarbon. Medyo
Kumapal na ulit.
kumapal na ulit.
Okay.
Ang ganda.
Ganun na. Kasi dati,
Ang daming ship. Anong ship? Tupa.
mas marami pa ang population ng sheep sa tao.
Oo, tupa.
Okay, anak ng tupa.
Pero alam mo, natutuwa ako. Ang dami ko na-meet doon ng mga OFWs.
Oo.
Tuwang-tuwa sila. Standard of living.
Mataas.
Para sa mga kabataan nila, libre eskwelahan. Kaya, ako natutuwa ako sa kanila. Pero pag talikod ko, parang gusto ko umiyak na,
Oo.
umihina rin ang loob ko na ganun ba dapat gawin natin para di ba mawawala sa atin sa ating bansa.
Kakaunti lang
na
si
mga-
population nila, tayo 110 million.
O 5 million na sila.
O 5 million. Anyway, the floor is now open. Yeah, would you
Mhm.
like to start? Sige. Okay. From Philstar, anong pangalan mo? Iyo?
Ay po, St. Gregorio po from Philstar.com. Sir, balikan ko lang po yung legislated wage hike po. Paano po yung specifics po nun yung graduated scheme? Like, can you walk us through lang po paano yung, how do you exactly imagine the graduated scheme?
Well, for example, we have not discussed it. Ako, right now, my bill is across the board. Across the board. But I'm open to amendments to the bill. Hindi naman, alam mo, legislation is the part of
Negotiation.
negotiation and compromise. Kasi kung if you're fixed on your stand, wala kang mapapasa. So, gusto ni Senator Jinggoy na dapat meron tayong graduated stand on MSMEs. Kasi may mga, paano nga yun, mga maliliit na micro, small, and
1
medium
billion, less
enterprises.
than 1 billion
Oo.
capital.
So, if under the DTI naman, the DTI labels already or categorizes you on micro, small, and medium enterprises. So the law can be channeled that way. If there will be amendments to the law that will basically make it graduated for MSMEs. For the larger corporations which have more than 5 to 10 million in assets, large corporations, 100 million pesos in assets and of course income. Yan ay ibang grado yan. Ibig sabihin, ibang level po ang ating legislative wage hike. But we're open to that. As the principal author of the legislative wage hike bill, we're all open to graduated legislative wage hike for micro, small, and medium enterprises. Lower yung hike dun sa mga MSMEs.
Hi, sir. Good morning.
Hi, ma'am.
Migz po from Kapihan.
Hi, Migz.
Sir,
Okay.
sir,
Yes, ma'am.
sir, binabanggit nyo kanina na nahihinaan kayo dun sa wage board. Do you think ba panahon na para i-abolish na or palitan ko?
No, the wage boards have a function. In fairness, the wage boards have a function. But maybe we have to review the triggers to call for a wage hike. Diba? Kasi parang right now, they will meet when necessary, when they want to meet. Parang dating sa akin, nagme-meeting lang sila pag kailangan nila mag-meeting, kung may petitions, not only petitions, but also a dire need for a increase such as high inflation rates. Maybe we can come up with inflation rates that would trigger that. Kung may inflation rate na over 7%, dapat automatic meeting na po ang mga regional wage boards. Para pag tumaas ang presyo ng gasolina by this much, or food prices by this much, automatic magmi-meeting na po ang regional wage boards. Right now, kasi parang hindi ko, nababasa nyo lang. Next week, they will meet. Or next month, they will meet. Or they will never meet at all. So, ang kawawa dyan, ang ating mga kababayan na manggagawa that are waiting, parang waiting for manna from heaven na madagdagan ang kanilang sweldo. So, as representatives of the people, both of the House of Representatives and the Senate, we have to take action. Yung pangungulit, yung magagalit ka lang sila, kanila, hindi pa. Ang daming beses na namin pinagalitan. Siguro si Senator Tulfo lang, ang daming beses niya pinumura yung mga regional wage boards. Pero wala pa rin nangyayari. So, I think it's now high time that we take this opportunity to help our workers, give them a decent living wage. What is 100 peso increase? What is 150 peso increase? That's not much for billionaires. Hindi ko na babanggitin yung mga billionaire, baka tawagan pa ako mamaya. Pero ang importante dyan, ay talagang mararamdaman, wala po ito sa kanila, sa mga may-ari ng mga kumpanya nito. Pero malaking bagay po ito para sa ating mga manggagawa. I bet you 100% na once we pass at least a slight increase of their wages that will make an impact on their lives, we will have higher productivity. We will have less depression among our labor sector and happier families. And babalik din po sa kanila yun. Tama, nagkwentuhan kami ng aming mga kaibigan kagabi. Sabi, ibabalik din naman sa ekonomiya yun eh. Diba? Hindi naman itatago nila yun. If they earn 150 pesos more a day, they'll use it for consumption. They'll buy more food. Diba? They'll buy more food from San Miguel Corporation. They'll buy more rice from the different farmers. They'll buy more fuel for their transport sector. So it will go back to the economy. It will go back to the economy. Lalong, we'll have a better, I'd say, life index or happiness index with our people. I think it's time to share. We really have to share.
Okay. Tutuksoy ko lang si SP. Sabi mo may 14th month pay pa yung company.
15.
15.
This year, I gave them 15.
Oh. Sa Philippines, 18 months bonus. Pero
Mayaman.
nagkaroon ng pandemic, naging 16.
Pero monte mayaman.
Hindi, naging 16 months na lang.
16
Dahil because of the pandemic.
MVP na pala kayo, MVP.
Oh, yeah.
Mayaman si
Like
MVP.
before MVP even took over, 18 months na kami.
18 na.
Oh.
Take over bumaba.
Nabawasan, naging 16 na lang. Anyways.
No comment. Pero mine is a medium enterprise, ha?
Okay.
I'm not a major corporation. So I'm a medium enterprise and I can still afford to give 15-month pay.
This year,
So this last
Kaya
Christmas.
para pati Senate employees, ganansya rin. Na napulaan ka doon, di ba? Bang daw kayo, samantala
Alam
di ba?
mo,
Oo.
kung kaya kong gawin yan sa buong Pilipinas, gagawin ko. Tapos. Kasi nasabi nila, ba't Senado lang?
Oo.
Presidente lang ako ng Senado. Hindi naman ako presidente ng bansa.
Labas.
Ako po nabas tuloy ako nakatakot-takot. Ang sagot ko dyan, if I had the opportunity, and I'm doing it now, I'm walking the talk. This legislative wage hike is the answer to all the bashers that said, why not all?
No.
Diba? Sana all. So we're going to do it now because you deserve it. The Filipino laborers deserve better. And buti nga sa NCR, as I said, no? 15, 517. Sa probinsya namin, 320. Tapos, minsan half-day pay pa. Minsan 150 lang. Minsan 200. They're abusing the labor law. Bakit? Pinapapirma sa, araw-araw, pagbayad sa kanila, pinapapirma sila ng payslip. Nakalagay dun sa payslip, hindi na nababasa, no read, no write, minsan yung mga agricultural workers. Nakalagay dun, half-day. So pag nagpa-file po sila ng complaint sa kanilang employer, pinapalabas dun yung mga payslip. Half-day na sila ng trabaho. Pero walang katotohanan yun. Buong araw sila ng trabaho. And they're being paid half-day wages. And they have no legal remedy kasi pinapapirma nga sila. Kaya, it's about time to take care of our laborers all over in each sector, MSMEs, big corporations, and agricultural laborers. I think the agricultural laborers are the poorest of the poor. Kaya ang daming insurgency nangyayari sa probinsya dahil sa pag-aapi sa kanila. We have to help also our agricultural laborers.
Okay. Question?
Sir Ma'am Gonzalez from GMA. Sir, ang wage
I like
boards...
your hair color.
Yung wage boards kasi, sir, di ba ang mandate po nila nasa minimum wage earners. Sir, do you think it's possible to legislate a wage board for medium income earners? Because, di ba, hindi naman ganun kalaki yung sweldo nila, but we bear the brunt of the taxes.
Yes.
Captured na tax na.
Actually, that's another thing that we're studying. We're also going to study that on the medium income work earners. Unahin namin to legislate it for private sector minimum wage earners. And then we're looking at the possibility and also looking at the wage earners. That will cover nurses. That will cover reporters. That will cover middle class, middle income families. Na talagang, alam mo, silang unang-unang gusto mag-abroad eh. Kasi skilled sila eh. They have skills, they have education. Sila munang nag-a-apply sa Canada, sa US, sa Britain, sa New Zealand, English speaking, magaling mag-English. So, yan ang nag-a-apply. Sabi ko nga eh, kung wala lang prohibition yung ating passport na magtrabaho sa ibang bansa, marami sa ating mga kababayan nag-abroad na. Marami. Kaya sabi ko, gawin natin ang paraan. I've told my staff to also look into that. Now we can also increase a bit, no, the incomes of our middle income workers.
Okay, more question? Yes.
Morning, Senator.
Morning, ma'am.
Gina Rabi po. Sabi po kanina ni Secretary Edelido Lagres na hindi po pwede ang legislative wage.
Di across the board ang ano niya.
Across the board.
I think pag tinas na lang po yung sweldo kasi, maraming
Oh, sige. So question.
Well, a comment to that, a comment to Secretary Laguesma, ako hindi naniniwala marami ang pinapektuhan. Hihingin ko lang siguro sa hearing namin sa March May 10, ilalabas ko po ang findings ng iba't ibang studies on incomes of the top 1,000 corporations. Meron, hindi ganun kalaki ang kanilang income, pero billion-billion pa rin at hundreds of millions pa rin ang kanilang income. So if you ask me affordability, can they afford? I think the top corporations can afford. They can afford to share. Kaya sabi ko nga, we can make adjustments to the micro, small, and medium enterprises. Diba? I appeal to the Secretary. I understand his position. Kailangan may balance sa labor, may balance po sa management and pagmamayari itong mga kumpanya nito. But I have yet to hear from the Secretary on his appeal to the regional wage force to increase rates. I have not yet heard. I have not yet read. And I read every day, nanonood ako ng news. Every day, nanonood po ako ng...
Parang moto proprio, di ba?
Oo, sabihin niya.
Pasko ng petition.
Panahon na yun.
Oo.
Panahon na yun na mag-meeting kayo at pag-usapan ang pagtaas ng sweldo ng
Even
ating
without
mga tao.
wage hike petitions,
Without
moto
even- yes.
moto proprio.
I have yet to hear from Secretary Benny Laguesma, my dear friend. No? And I will ask him that. In May 10, bakit po hindi pa kayo nananawagan sa regional wage force na mag-meeting na tungkol sa mga napakamahal na bilihin na yon at high inflation rates? Wala po eh. So, ang akin dyan, walang prohibition ng Congress for regional legislative wage hikes. There's no prohibition. It's not in the Constitution that stops us. It is within our powers and ambits of the legislative branch to be able to pass legislative wage hikes. It has been done several times in the past. 7 times through Congress, no? And many times during the stint of then President Ferdinand Marcos Sr. So, as binanggit ko kanina, ito po ay parang federal minimum wage. Diba? Kung sa ibang bansa, sa Estados Unidos, yan po ang minimum wage na binibigay ng Estado. Tapos kung gusto nyo dagdagan, bahala na kayo. Tulad ko po, kung madadagdagan po ang under legislative wage hike ang sweldo nating mga trabahante, I will still go over and above.
Anong minimum wage company mo?
Minimum.
Binibigay mo wage, average wage.
We give about 30 to 40 pesos above minimum as additional allowance. So, it's up to you. It's up to the private business owner. Pero akin lang dyan, let's set a standard. Ito na. Kasi kung hintayin po natin umabot ng 600 pesos yan, baka 10 years from now. At 10 years from now, napakamahal na ng bigil. Baka mawalan na tayo ng trabahante dito.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Chef.
Hi, sir. Sir, yung,
Hi, Sharna.
sir, yung 150, amenable ba kayo to lower it or adjust it for the MSMs?
Yes, I'm amenable to adjust it lower for MSMEs. Graduated po ang gawin po na.
So, sir, paano ang magiging likely consideration? Especially kasi naliliit talaga yung
Yes. Well, we'll discuss that during the hearings. Sherry Ann will come up with a technical
Kasi
working group.
1 million below ang micro.
And we'll also get the PSA involved, yung
Philippine Statistics.
Philippine Statistics Office. Kasi importante yan, Philippine Statistics Office will provide us, of course, the
Basic data.
basic data of wages all over the Philippines from Region 1 to 16. So,
18 yata.
18 po tayo. So, here, let me share to you, no? A 150 peso wage hike is about 3,300 at 22 working days a month. 22 working days a month. 3,300 ang dagdag sweldo ng ating mga minimum wage. If you have 1,000 employees, that is 3.3 million a month additional. Tama ba yung numbers mo? Nagamit mo na calculator to ha. Hindi ako sa math. So if you have 1,000 employees, that is 3.3 million pesos a month additional. or 39.6 million pesos a year. Now, if a company earns, guys, billions a year, can they not afford to make that little drop in the bucket sacrifice for their workers? Diba? First of all, if you have 1,000 employees, I don't think you're making only 10 million a year. Or that's not micro anymore. That is already a large business corporation. So they can afford. They can afford.
Sir, any incentive in return to those companies who will
We brought down corporate income tax.
Okay, no.
The rate low, dati 33%, 32%. 32%, di ba? 30%. Corporation 30%. So binaba na natin ng 25%.
Sabi ng box pro-business ng Kongreso last time.
Last time, puro pro-business yun. Lahat ang pinasa natin, pro-business.
Joey Salceda.
And MSME pala, 20% na lang income tax ng MSMEs. So, malaki incentive na po yan. Huwag naman masyadong maging greedy na nakita lumaking bottom line. Share naman natin yan sa ating mga nagawa. So, let me repeat that sa mga nanonood, Facebook Live and all. Meron na po tayong mga binigay sa nakaraang kongreso, ng 18th Congress, na napakaraming benepisyo sa mga korporasyon. Ano po yan? Binaba po natin ang income tax ng bawat korporasyon from 30% to 25%. At MSMEs from 30% to 20%. Ang laki ng bagsak na kanilang income tax na kailangan bayaran. So, ang pag-iusap naman namin po sa kanila, share naman po natin ito sa ating mga manggagawa. Yan ang pakiusap po natin. And I think that's a good incentive. We brought down the income tax. And then, I'll tell you pa, I refuse kasi merong increase dapat sa dividends tax. Gagawin sana nila ng 15% from 10%. Di po kami pumayag ni Senator Alfredo at mga senador na galawin yun. So it's an incentive also because the owners now of these big corporations will still be able to get their dividends and pay only 10% tax, dividends tax.
Na-approve din po tuloy yan.
Oo, kasi then, since
Outvoted kayo, you mean?
it's always been 10%.
Oo.
At gusto ng DOF noon, Secretary Secretary Dominguez.
Oo.
Ang gusto yung Secretary Dominguez, gawin 15 to 20%.
Okay.
Diba?
Okay.
Parang binigyan mo sila ng incentive, 25%
Pabawiin sa kanila, oo.
pabawiin sa dividendo mo. Sabi ko, hindi naman incentive yun. Kawawa din yung mga may-ari ng mga kumpanya. So, hindi po kami pumayag sa suggestion
Sa
na...
create law nila pinasok ko.
Yes.
Oo.
Hindi, sa train law.
Train law naman.
Train law na yata yun. Train law. Kasi trade is the fiscal incentives.
Yeah.
Yung train law yan.
Train
Hindi
two.
kami pumayag na babaan yung dividends tax. So malaki incentive yan para sa mga kumpanya. They'll get more earnings and dividends. So let's share with the workers.
Collect.
Time to share. Not
Okay.
collect. Time to share.
Hindi, I mean,
Share is a
naman.
biblical word.
Okay.
Let us share with our brethren.
Okay.
Two more questions. Sir, last Monday, I asked you about the proposed bill of Senator Joel, about the senior citizens, and you said that it's going to be prioritized.
We'll give it a priority. Alam mo, maraming senior citizens naman. This is not prejudice to makukuha nilang yung tinatawag na retirement pay and monthly retirement compensation and pension. Pero kung gusto po magtrabaho ng mga senior citizens, hayaan natin sila magtrabaho. Kasi sa ibang bansa, Japan, galing po kami Japan, kamiting po namin si Prime Minister Kishida. Alam mo, yung mga taxi driver namin, matatanda. Yung driver ng van namin, 75 years old. Yung nagwawalis doon sa hotel ay 60s, 70s. May edad na. In other words, they continue to employ able-bodied senior citizens. Parang dito kasi pag senior citizen, medyo matanda ka na, hindi ka na pwede. In other words, hindi ka na tinatanggap ng mga kumpanya. So kaya sinusuportahan ko po ang panukala ni Senator Joel Villanueva, ang ating majority floor leader, na magbigay ng incentive sa mga kumpanya na mag-e-employ ng over 60 years old na senior citizens. But there's, again, my point being is, not because they are retired, at least they're retirable. Meron naman po silang kakayahan,
Still productive.
still productive, marami dyan, magagaling pa, pwede po bang maging accountant, pwede pa maging mga skilled in
Mga cabinet members na, mga seniors na eh.
nung nasa administration, lalo na.
Yan nga sabi ko,
Nasa
si
administration.
Benny ka rin sabi niya, ako seniors na nga eh.
And magagaling naman sila, di ba? So okay naman. So I will support that. We will support that. That will be part of the discussion in the focus on Monday.
Sir, paano yun? Pero the idea is, if it's going to be part of the priority measures, ano yun? Before the zone of the president is the target, or
Hindi pa kasi
or the
maghihiling
Senate?
pa yata sila eh. So it's a Senate priority.
Kasi it
It's not a
belongs-
priority of the LEDA, it's a Senate priority. It's a priority of the Senate.
Kasi it's still left in the committee of Senator Ivo.
Nakaya ba?
Social justice.
Well, we'll have to appeal to our senator colleagues.
Okay.
So that's why we need to have the focus first hour Monday afternoon.
Okay.
One last point, sir.
Sure,
You
sure.
mentioned something, speaking of PSA, kasi you mentioned the PSA kanina. Sir, merong resolution si Senate Minority Leader Coco. He wants an investigation on the delayed delivery of national IPs.
Wow. Another cause for concern yan dahil yung LIC, sino ba in charge doon? Sinong agency? Under PSA? Well, we have to get to the bottom of this. Bakit delayed po ng Philippine IDs natin? I don't want to guess kasi an answer, my dear. Or the delay is, check, I'll look into that. But if there is a hearing to be conducted, then I will attend and we'll get to the bottom of this. Bakit magtatagalan?
So, sir, ano yung nakikita yung impact with this delay? Kasi we have so many IDs naman.
Oo.
Diba? And then,
Oo.
eto lang yung nag-delay. Well, aside from the LTO license.
Actually, madaming licenses na delayed. Tulad binanggit po, LTO, papel na lang binibigay nila. Papel! Napakahirap na kumuha ng ID sa LTO. And of course, now with the Philippine ID system, it's a requirement by law. And the law has to be implemented. That's all I can say. There is a law on the Philippine ID system. The agency concerned should double time their efforts to make sure that it is done within the ambit of the law and done as quickly as possible.
Okay.
And also, same with the, ano ba yan? Yung SIM registration, di ba? Yung 90-day extension, dapat wala na pong extension pagkatapos niyan. Ang natutuwa lang dyan sa mga extension na yan, yung mga scammers. Pag na-extend ng extend, scam pa rin sila. So, thank you. Thank you.
On that note, I would like to ask the good Senate President to give his closing remarks.
Any other questions from our friends?
Ang gusto lang daw.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ito na lang masabi niyo so far doon sa...
Yung gusto lang
Sir, ano masabi niyo so far doon sa resulta ng BBPS?
So far, so good. I came out with a statement, bring home the bacon, sir. Ibig ko po sabihin yan ay sana sa mga meetings po ninyo, pwede nyo pag-usapan ang ating credible defense posture. Paano naman natin matutulungan ang ating treaty ally kung wala naman po tayong barko at puro pangkaanda na natin. So, we're thankful that President Biden also already committed several ships, several planes, and equipments for our Philippine defense officials and defense establishment. Also, we'd like to congratulate the President for bringing more trade missions and trade investment opportunities in the Philippines. Meron yata silang pinirmahan na e-motorcycle. And then recently, may pinasok din po tayong EVT, electric vehicles na galing sa California din, nilipat din sa Clark Air
Red
Base.
Hackmet lang sa USA kasi 2 months ago pa na-film after.
But I've said this even with my discussion with
I
Ambassador
saw your picture
Kapihan.
today sa front page ng Star sa Lexus yung e-vehicle.
Oo, electric vehicle yun.
Oh yeah.
Para mag-shift na tayo sa electric
Yeah, I
vehicle.
saw yun sa front
So,
page.
we have to put the industry, that sector, front and center sa manufacturing natin. Imagine kung dito nagagawin natin. Yan ang importante. Yung Lexus hindi pa. Pero yung EVT, dito sila gagawa ng, they're going to build about 10,000 electric buses, electric trucks, electric forklifts, and heavy equipment. Dito gagawin sa Clark. So, imagine ito
Ay,
bibili.
sa Ayala.
Oo. So, that's the wave of the future, ladies and gentlemen, is electric vehicles, and we're hoping for another time we can discuss that further. Pero at least it will
It's a
open up
law.
new opportunities.
Yeah, because of your law.
Because of our law. Like Evida, that's the laws. My law together with the Senator Gatchalian, etc. Right.
Okay. On that note, sir, can you give us a round, closing of
Mag-cake na tayo. Sarap ng cake. What's up? Caramel cake. No, but on that note, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have a very productive week in the next few weeks, before the CNAG break. Rest assured, the Senate is ready to answer and work for all these pending legislation. Sabi ko nga, hindi namin nagtatanong sa akin, bakit di ako sumama sa kay Presidente itong trip na ito dahil official trip and we're meeting the President of the United States. Sabi ko, dapat may mga bantay bahay, nandiyan naman po si Speaker. Ako
Sino
po
kasama
dito.
sa Senate? Villar?
Wala po. Wala pong magiging ng travel authority for that. So far, bantay bahay po tayo. We have a lot of work in part of the Senate, and we will continue to work for the Filipino people para gumanda po ang buhay ng ating mga kababayan. Kaya priority po number 1 namin itong legislative wage hike para mabigyan po ng konting pahinga at makahinga ng maayos ang ating mga
Pwede ba sa
kababayan.
first regular session ng legislative wage hike?
We're going to try to pass it hopefully before the break. We'll try. So,
Nag-hearing na ba kayo sa Senate?
May 10 po.
Ang hearing?
Next week. Opo, May 10.
Kakayanin ng dapat.
So maraming salamat sa inyo lahat. It's good to see everyone. Thank you
Thank you,
everyone.
sir.
Thank you.